Before we dive in, this video is for educational purposes only. I'm a peer sharing insights, not your financial advisor. Always consult a professional before making major investment decisions.
Okay, let's dive into this explainer and absolutely demystify the process of setting up your financial life in Manila as a dual citizen. Relocating across the globe is incredibly thrilling, but, when you're navigating the financial systems of two entirely different countries, the paperwork alone can make you want to pack your bags and head right back to the airport. So today, we're going to clear through all that fog and give you a direct, highly practical roadmap.
Because here's the thing, if you're returning to the Philippines with both a US and a Filipino passport, you are probably dreading the cross-border red tape and wondering where on earth to actually put your money. It's a really specific situation, right? You aren't just a tourist, but you also carry the heavy weight of the US tax system right there in your suitcase. So how do you integrate smoothly without triggering an absolute avalanche of paperwork?
Here is our quick roadmap for today. 1. The dual citizen dilemma. 2. Best IDs for account opening. 3. App Showdown featuring BDO and Metrobank. 4. App Showdown with BPI and UnionBank. And finally, number 5, the final verdict.
Section 1. The Dual Citizen Dilemma.
Okay, the absolute crucial point you have to remember is this. Because the U.S. tax is based on citizenship and not just residency, dual citizens have to comply with FATCA. You also have to file an FBAR if your Philippine bank accounts hold over $10,000 at any point in the year in aggregate. As tax experts constantly note, paying local taxes in the Philippines does not automatically magically remove your U.S. filing requirement. Your worldwide income is quite literally always on the IRS's radar. To see how this actually plays out in the real world, just listen to this expat forum user's story. Even though they were just trying to open a basic local peso account to pay for everyday living expenses like rent, the bank demanded a US W-9 form. The exact moment a Philippine bank even suspects you have American ties, like, say, seeing a U.S. birthplace on your application, their compliance systems light up like a Christmas tree, and you are going to be handed a stack of extra paperwork.
Which brings us to Section 2, Best IDs for Account Opening.
So how do we avoid those immediate FATCA headaches? Well, experienced dual citizens on local finance forums suggest a very simple strategy. Present yourself simply as a Filipino. When you walk into a branch, use your Philippine Passport or your PhilID. As one user bluntly put it, if you say you're a U.S. citizen up front, you get hit with additional documents. By using local IDs, you establish your local identity right out of the gate. It's the ultimate path of least resistance for your day-to-day peso needs.
Now, a quick caveat here, if you haven't totally finalized your dual citizenship yet and you're technically arriving as a foreigner, you will be treated as an alien individual. And this means you absolutely must present an ACR I-card, that's the Alien Certificate of Registration, along with your foreign passport and proof of a local address just to open any account. So definitely keep that in mind if your paperwork is still processing.
Section 3. App Showdown, BDO and Metrobank.
If physical, in-person access is your top priority, these two are the undisputed giants. BDO offers unmatched physical convenience. Because they're part of the SM group, you can find a branch in almost every single SM mall, which allows you to bank late into the evening and, incredibly, even on Sundays. Metrobank, on the other hand, boasts vastly superior in-person customer service. Users frequently highlight that with Metrobank, you can often get a massive headache resolved in just a single phone call.
But here is the unfiltered reality from local users. Both of these traditional branch kings really struggle digitally. Customers frequently call BDO's app clunky and complain about being nickel and dimed with frustrating fees. Meanwhile, the most common complaint you'll hear about Metrobank's digital experience is that it's loggy down, which is local slang for always down, meaning it suffers from some pretty severe reliability and downtime issues.
And check out these blank account fields. You might reasonably assume you can just walk in, sign a paper, and open a checking account to write rent checks, right? Well, not so fast. Expats report that both BDO and Metrobank will often flat out refuse to open a checking account for you unless you've already maintained a standard savings account with them for 6 solid months. They really want to see a financial history before they hand over that checkbook.
Moving to Section 4. App Showdown, BPI, and UnionBank.
Now, when you pivot and look at feedback from heavy digital banking users, the praise overwhelmingly shifts over to UnionBank and BPI. These banks are widely recognized for having modern, highly secure interfaces that actually work when you're frantically trying to pay a bill from your smartphone. One user famously described UnionBank as being quite literally leagues ahead of the competition in the app space.
When we zoom in on their specific digital advantages, UnionBank is a massive favorite because they offer certain accounts with zero maintaining balance and a ridiculously smooth user interface. BPI, while usually requiring a 3,000 peso maintaining balance, wins major points for top-tier security. Plus, if you travel often, BPI is well known for offering much lower foreign exchange rates if you use their debit or credit cards internationally.
Which brings us to Section 5, the final verdict.
This matrix synthesizes all the real-world feedback perfectly. Look, pick BDO if your lifestyle demands weekend mall access, but brace yourself for fees. Choose Metrobank if you prioritize traditional customer service, but expect occasional app downtime. Go with BPI for fantastic security and international forex rates, keeping in mind they might be a bit strict when you try to open a checking account. Or select UnionBank for the ultimate digital experience. Just a heads up, they are known to be pretty quick to flag cryptocurrency transactions.
Ultimately, as a dual citizen setting up a brand new life, you are choosing between the comfort of having a physical branch you can literally walk into on a Sunday afternoon, or the sheer convenience of a modern, reliable digital ecosystem that lives right in your pocket. Actually, a lot of savvy dual citizens just do both. They open one traditional account for local cash access and one digital account for seamless online transfers.
So, now that you know the exact local IDs to bring to avoid immediate tax paperwork, and you know the digital realities of every major bank on the ground, the choice is entirely yours. Which banking ecosystem are you going to trust to conquer your new Manila lifestyle?
Hit subscribe for more wealth-building tips.